Okay, see, this is why we usually just don't listen to TMZ. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, look, the last video that I did about the singer David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez situation was this little clip of a video that was supposed to be at one of David's concerts in Maryland. This would have either have been like the 23rd or the 24th of August. TMZ, of course TMZ, came out and said that their source said this was her. This had to be her. This was going to be a big, huge break in the case. This was going to do something with the timeline, yada, yada, yada.
There is a video that we got that is, I think, hugely important in figuring out what happened to Celeste Rivas and when she was killed. We thought that it may have been way back in early August. Not so. This video of Celeste at a David concert in Maryland, the date is really critical here, and you're going to see her. We believe, and again, this has not been confirmed by people in her close to her yet, but the woman on the balcony looking down there certainly looks a lot like Celeste Rivas. If it is her, it closes the window of time when she could have been killed.
And I agreed, because originally, and I know I'm not the only one here, originally we were looking at like the late July, early August dates, whenever he was in California one time, and then went to Arizona, and then was back in California from like August 2nd through the 5th. He had 2 shows, but the 3rd and the 4th, there didn't seem to be anything that he had to do. And with her deep state of decomposition, being in a black vehicle, being wrapped in a bag, there was a lot of expedition happening. So a month or so would have, you know, worked out. But if she was at a concert and seen in the balcony less than 2 weeks before she was found, then I was going to question a lot more things. So in this video, I also brought up the fact that a lot of people have been discussing the 2 Celeste situation. And if you missed all of that, I'll, you know, put a link for all of the previous videos in the description box. But there is 14-year-old Celeste, who's the one deceased, that was found in David's Tesla. Then there's a 23-year-old girl named Celeste, and they kind of look alike. Okay, they kind of look alike. And there's a weird power dynamic. Apparently, this is what people are saying that have like met these 2 girls together in the same room and been around them. That when both of these Celestes, again, they're a decade apart. Celeste, the adult's 23, and the child that died was 14. When they're in the same room together, the older Celeste will go by Cece instead of her full name. Instead of the child taking the nickname. I find that strange. That's a weird power dynamic, and I bet David has something to do with it. I have a whole theory about his alter ego that he's got something going on with when it comes to like a story dynamic that he has for his music, because he says that there's 4 characters. So we know that the villain and like the hero are technically both David, just like his different egos. So then what if these 2 Celestes are the other 2 characters, and one was meant as a distraction for the other? I played a clip from Sloan in my last video, and he sort of had the same sentiment. So I'm just curious how much of this is completely performative for this David guy, if he is actually the one who took her life. But now, literally like right whenever I posted that video, News Nation posted this with the guy from TMZ.
The video is David in concert from, it's either August 23rd or 24th. He had 2 shows in Silver Springs, Maryland. There's a woman in the balcony who he actually acknowledges, looks up at her. She certainly could have been Celeste. It looked like it. And a lot of people immediately latched onto this. We have been told by a source that is connected to the case that it is not Celeste.
And regardless, we don't know if it is or not. I'm not just going to take some source that isn't going to be named, that's not law enforcement, that they're just claiming is telling them things, because y'all have already been wrong how many times already. This is, again, why we try to stick to facts as much as possible and stay away from TMZ, mainstream, all the other things. There's tangible proof that he met her when she was 10 or 11 years old whenever they were playing Fortnight together online, and that he is 5.5 years older than her. So at 11, he'd have been 16 and a half, almost 17. Okay, that shit's not cute. There's a lot of problems here. The family was well aware of who he was. Several instances of her running away and him being, around whenever she's been ran off. Like, that's where she's gone whenever she's ran away. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. But even if it isn't, could it be the other Celeste? Could it be the 23-year-old Celeste and he has her going to concerts with him as a distraction to why the other Celeste suddenly isn't around? I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on in this case. So if this isn't her, that makes more sense to the timeline for what we've heard about how decomposed her body was. So let's go ahead and move away from TMZ and their inability to give us anything factual and look at some actual facts with receipts. SF Investigates over on Twitter was able to get the actual citation information. He went online, posted it for everyone to read. It's actually dated 9/5/25, which is a different day than we've basically been being told, or the date that's at least the one that took off. The 6th of September is the one that I have read in several articles, the one that I have heard in several different reports. I don't know why that's the date that we're getting, but the citation itself literally states 9/5/25. So these are the dates that led up to the impound date. The original complaint was on August the 6th of 2025 about it being abandoned. So the cop showed up, checked it out on the 26th, and then cited the car on the 27th. The car was then ticketed again on September the 3rd, and then they towed it away and impounded it on September the 5th. And it validates on this report that there was nothing in way of a report of it being stolen or anything like that in the system. So let's go ahead and look at some actual dates. What was just said there? That the original citation was on August the 26th. Well, that's actually after the concert date of the 23rd or the 24th of the clip that TMZ has been out here showing us. Again, this was supposed to be from one of these two dates whenever David was doing a show in Maryland. So what's really important here is how long the Tesla had been sitting at this location. So let's go back to SF Investigates page and take a look at these photos. Let's just go ahead and start with this one. Look how dirty the car looks. You can also see damage in the back, a big, huge dent right here. And check out the date. This is 9/3/25. Important here is the fact that this is the front of the Tesla, which is technically the trunk area that Celeste's body was found in. And again, look at how caked on all that pollen is. This has been sitting untouched for quite a while. I'm going to sit down and get a better timeline together and get my questions together because, again, this being a Maryland concert about a week and a half before Celeste ended up being found, and there just so happens to be a girl there that looks just like her. And apparently that car that she was found in has been sitting there for a minute, hadn't been touched. It definitely wasn't driving around the country with him, and he wasn't in town when all of this happened, meaning the car situation. But we don't really know the last time that he was at that California house. We know that he had a concert on the 5th of August in California, but we don't know if he went back to that house or stayed in a hotel or what was going on. But he also had the 3rd and the 4th where he had nothing going on. So something could have happened then. And the car could have been sitting there for a few weeks before it finally got cited on the 26th. A couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. That's enough time to build up that kind of pollen and nasty on a car. But then again, who knows? We don't know who else had access to it. I don't know why we haven't gotten something from the police by now, because there's no way they haven't filed a warrant for all the information that would come off that Tesla. And that's what I'm waiting for. These Teslas are like super secret spies, bro. And also, again, apparently lying to his friends. There's reports now of people saying that they thought that she was his 19-year-old college student girlfriend and that she would hang out at places that would ID people. So they thought that she was really this 19-year-old. But then there's other people, again, on the internet in the Discords that were like, no, we knew she was 14. No, we knew she was a missing girl. So how do your internet people and your real life people have two completely different stories about what's going on here. But I'm going to go ahead and end this one here and get more into a direct timeline and some more factual information in the next one. I'm really just hoping that we get something wrapped up real soon here, because I don't know what else needs to happen in order for something to start happening. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.